Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. For today's video, we got a video by Austin Sweat where he is ranking every NBA team's greatest duo. So, in my opinion, man, like, if I had to say the greatest duo, because keep in mind, you can have the greatest duo, but not the best team, right? So, if I really had to put my mind to thought to, I don't know, man, whatever I'm about to say here. The greatest NBA duo would have to be LaMelo Ball and Terry Rozier. My doorbell just rang, man. Bro, somebody didn't like that answer, man. Yo, I gotta go check that shit out. I'll be right back, man. Yo, guys, give me a minute, man. Give me a minute.
For the most part.
Oh. I'll let that all. Shit. Add that out, Flight. Yeah, my new grill just came in, man. Yo, you want a burger, babe? I'm making some burgers. Actually, no, I guess it was a fire pit. It was a fire pit. But here we go. Ranking the NBA's greatest duos. Let's get it.
One or two
Let's get it.
Every team in the league's got their roster set up for the upcoming season, which means we can now take a look at the best duos from every
best duos.
Let's waste no time. Number 30 goes to the Spurs for DeJounte Murray and Thaddeus
Oh,
Young.
I get that.
And San Antonio.
Hey. Okay. DeJounte's cool. Keldon Johnson though. Keldon Johnson over Thaddeus.
This roster's in the league, and it's what gives them the worst duo.
Everything's breaking, man.
Murray's great, and Thaddeus is a good role player, but that doesn't make it.
No, I'll give that to Keldon.
29 goes to the Magic and Terrence Ross and Jonathan Isaac, and it was hard to come up with this duo for them. Just like the Spurs, the Magic have a messy team. You don't really know where they're taking things or what direction they're going.
I'll take Suggs and Isaac.
Ross are definitely the two best there right now, so they take the spot. 28 goes to the Cavs for Colin Sexton and Jarrett Allen.
What about Sexton?
Jarrett Allen signed the biggest contract for them this offseason.
Yeah, I mean, I will say it is, especially early on, it's hard to decipher what the duo is, right? Because is that assuming the two best players on the team?
Surprised to be saying Colin Sexton and Lauri Markkanen are actually their duo by the end of the season. Lauri was put on the back burner for the Bulls, and his game suffered a ton because of it, but now on a new team, he could redeem himself. For now, though, we'll keep these guys as the Cavs' two current best. The Pistons then take 27 for Cade Cunningham and Jeremy Grant.
Bro, how's that number 27, bro? We got the number one. Bro, if that was freaking Zion Williamson, y'all have him damn top 10, man. Man, Cade Cunningham. Yeah, Jeremy, though, that's right. That is the best duo, man.
If Cade's as good as he's supposed to be this year, they easily deserve to be ranked here, and I think he can pair great with Jeremy. That is if Jeremy doesn't end up getting traded. And I don't see why they'd rush that and do so unless they get a great offer for him, because he's still pretty young.
Yeah, it'd be a great offer for sure.
These guys can do some great things,
for sure.
It'll be an excellent start to Detroit's rebuild. Then at 26, we have the Thunder and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Ludwig Dort. OKC's got a good backcourt duo here.
I'm okay with being behind them.
Shai and Dort's lockdown defense. And it's backcourts like these where the magic really happens.
I like saying his name.
Dort. Going into the new season, they're set, and I think he will. The Thunder are coming along really nicely, and
call him Dortboard, like a dartboard.
25, we have the Rockets
Bullseye.
with Eric Gordon and Christian Wood. Now, I didn't include John Wall since the Rockets said he won't even be playing for them this season, and chances are very high that Gordon won't be playing for them much longer.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Jalen Green over Eric Gordon too.
But for now, he still makes up part of Houston's duo, and he's not really a duo with Wood, but they are the team's two best players. Both excel on both ends of the floor, and both can shoot the ball, but sadly, it doesn't really matter because the Rockets will probably still be in full-on tank mode. 24, the Hornets with LaMelo Ball and Terry Rozier.
Hey, what'd I say? I was close. I said number 1, they got number 24. I was close, man. It was not a bad prediction. You can definitely put that on hot takes.
Shout out to Rozier for playing way better.
Or not
than
old takes
anybody
exposed,
ever
old
was
takes
since getting to Charlotte.
success. I don't know. Is there one of those?
But
Make that
I
account,
wasn't
man.
exactly
Make that account.
sure. And now him and LaMelo proved doubters wrong again with how well they've worked as a unit. Their games actually really complement each other's, and thanks to LaMelo's size, it works. I mean, it works enough. I don't see these guys really getting any long-term major success with this as a backcourt duo. Neither agree defensively, and Terry's too small to be playing shooting guard. I think they'd probably be better off trading Rozier for a solid center before too long. 23, the Kings with Buddy Hield and De'Aaron Fox. I really don't have anything to say. There's actually nothing new than what I've been saying about them the past 2 years.
Yeah, just not getting it done, unfortunately.
Ja Morant and Dillon Brooks, and I can get a little more into the Grizzlies. Memphis is built up.
Dillon Brooks might be most improved player this year.
Nice little young team.
I've said that about 17 players, but he definitely could be the one.
It's going to be based on how much work these guys put in the offseason. Ja needs to develop his shot, and Brooks needs to work on his shot selection, which would in turn help his percentages, which is his biggest downfall. 21, we got the Pacers with Malcolm Brogdon and Domantas Sabonis. I feel like Brogdon might be getting traded this year.
I think so too.
Also,
that's a good prediction. By the trade deadline, maybe.
While they are together, they run a good pick and roll, and Sabonis facilitates a ton, so Malcolm can score more than he usually does.
I'll take Brogdon in Detroit right now, man.
These guys are solid, but it just doesn't work with the team they have. They need to switch things up if they want to take it to the next level. Number 20 goes to the Timberwolves for D'Angelo Russell and Karl Anthony Towns. Okay, so now we're getting into the actual duos, and honestly, we still haven't seen these guys play together a ton.
Disrespectful, bro. The actual duos.
Just by how they play, that they are best friends off the court. The chemistry's there, but we still haven't seen Kat and D'Lo play to their full potential. But hey, a switch can flip at any time, just like it did for Embiid last season. 19, the New Orleans Pelicans with Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram. Last year,
wow, 19.
Zion and Lonzo were the Pelicans duo, but now we have to give it to him and Ingram. And it's one of the more interesting.
I would give it to them last year too.
The league right now, seeing how Zion and Brandon are gonna end up working out, and if they can work together in general. Because right now, well, at least last season, they were pretty separate. Brandon would do his thing around the perimeter, and Zion would go down low and dominate. I'm hoping they can work more as a unit, though. You just gotta wonder what's going through Ingram's mind, though, as he thought he was gonna be the star, but then Zion took that.
Hey, that's all right. You need a good two to win championships. Embrace that role, Ingram.
And this is one of the new duos I'm really excited to see. I think Dinwiddie's been vastly underrated these past few years, and we know what Beal can do. Honestly, I wish Spencer was a bit more of a better defender, but the fact that he's a 6'5" playmaker is a pretty good substitute. 17, the Knicks with Kemba Walker and Julius Randle. Now, of course, the Knicks would have loved someone a little better than Kemba Walker this offseason, but he's actually great for them. They desperately.
Hey man, for $8 million, I ain't complaining. For a one season, $8 million of Kemba Walker. Hell yeah, I'll take that every time. Every time.
Experienced ball handler that can score, and that's exactly what Kemba brings. Julius can now focus on dominating rather than being
probably a bad idea then.
I still think he'll be the first option though, and Walker will gladly be the second. 16, the Raptors with Fred VanVleet and Pascal Siakam. Now let's be honest here.
Comeback team of the year.
They're terrible.
Man, really?
VanVleet and Pascal Siakam. Now let's be honest here. The Raptors suck.
I humbly disagree with that statement. I do not think the Raptors suck. I think they are the comeback team of the year. They will be healthy, playing in their home court again. They'll be good.
And if the season starts how last ended, then they either need to trade their young pieces for playoff assets or trade
my comeback team of the year for sure.
They're not young enough to be in the middle of a rebuild right now, but I have them ranked as high because let's not forget they're NBA champions together. But this will be their first as a real duo since it was Lowry and Pascal before. But now I think we'll see a lot of them running the floor, pick and rolls, and taking turns taking over the perimeter and down low. Number 15, we got the Chicago Bulls with Zach LaVine and Lonzo Ball.
Bro, that's gonna be a fun duo, man.
I love guard and forward duos, and I prefer them over anything because those duos have the ability to dominate everywhere. But I rank Zach and Lonzo above the Raptors duo, for instance. Well, for one, just
I'll say LaVine and Vucevic still.
Because right next to a guard and big man duo, in my mind, comes a backcourt with a scorer and a defender. That's the second best duo you could have. And that's what the Bulls are gonna have. We know what Zach brings, but as long as Lonzo stays consistent on offense and is hitting from deep,
Lonzo is the perfect fit on that team, though. He really is.
Philly with Joel Embiid and Tobias Harris. Okay, whoa. I know what you're thinking. This is a low ranking, and where's Ben Simmons? Well, Ben's gonna get traded, and if he doesn't anytime soon, he's going to be playing like a potato until he does.
We're going to stop on the potato right there. And also, because Tobias technically would be the third guy, right? So this isn't really even like the greatest duo. This is just like what they have right now. Like, if Ben Simmons lo and behold, we know it ain't going to happen. But if he gets traded for damn Damian Lillard or something like that, then obviously that goes way up in the rankings. So yeah, I get what he's doing right here. It makes sense.
I just didn't want to include him for Philly. And that's what causes the big drop.
Yep.
Ben and Joel would be like top 5, maybe top 8 together. Honestly, though, I like Tobias in a duo with Embiid because of how well he spreads the floor for him, while at the same time he can facilitate and get a ton of open looks. At number 13, we got the Mavs with Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. Last year, I had these guys ranked much higher because the idea of them on paper sounds amazing.
That's the issue, on paper.
An inability to play like a big man and just shoots threes the entire game leads to him getting outplayed by Dallas's role players on most nights. But hopefully Jason Kidd makes
he wasn't too bad in the regular season,
Number
I don't believe, was he?
goes to the Miami Heat with Jimmy Butler and Kyle Lowry. Now this is just based off solely a prediction.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Jimmy and
Lowry,
Bam, personally.
Had his place in this duo, but now Kyle easily takes it. And I see him leading this team in scoring, with Jimmy stepping up on a high percentage of the possessions that Lowry isn't involved in. Some of this ranking though does kind of assume that we get some of that finals Jimmy Butler back this season, and I can see them being a great team, so that's why they rank so high. 11 goes to the Trailblazers with Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. Honestly, I used to
one of those
always
guys gotta
kind
get
of
traded, man.
Blazers. No, they weren't my favorite team. People ask all the time what my favorite team is, and I just don't have one. But I'm just
You don't have a favorite team?
And the fact that
That's actually good if doing these type of videos. It means you won't ever be biased. Then again, you know, I'm never biased too, so you can be a super fan of a team and not be biased.
their duo is still Damian CJ. The same duo it's been for the last like 12 years. They make a good backcourt, but neither guard is a defender, and CJ still hasn't made the All-Star team, and Lillard can only do so much. Number 10 is taken by the Hawks for Trae Young and John Collins. And as for
I love
these
that
guys,
duo.
I'm glad they kept their team together. Both guys can play
Offensively
together
speaking.
their entire careers, and I'd be okay with it. In a few years, they have the opportunity to be one of those near unstoppable duos, and it's just going to be
Could
more
be a
so about
Steve
how the
Nash,
team
Amari
goes
Stoudemire
around
type of
them
thing.
rather than these guys themselves. And now we're inside the top 10 with number 9 being the Celtics with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
Ooh, 9.
Who've been and
Ooh,
will be
man.
Boston's duo for a long time.
Talented
to come.
NBA.
And that's good news for them because both just keep getting better and better. And they slightly beat out the Hawks duo for the defense that they bring. Plus, they're just a little bit older, so their games are a little bit more developed than Trae and John. Number 8 goes to the Jazz for Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. Really nothing
Taking
new to
Tatum,
say. I
Tots,
think
and
Gobert's
Jaylen
really
Brown over
peak.
them.
Now I'm just waiting for Mitchell to become a
Mainly
real
over Rudy.
candidate. Then the number 7 spot goes to the Nuggets for Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic. With Jamal coming back to this Nuggets team, and even though Donovan and Gobert have both been all-stars and Murray hasn't, these guys still rank higher because of Nikola's MVP. But in Denver, they play off each other so
Murray
well,
is this
and I
era's
just
Mike
like them
Conley.
together slightly more. Number 6, the Clippers with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George.
Yeah,
I think it's
6.
safe to say their time together has been pretty underwhelming up until this point. They have 2 superstars, and there's yet to have been any point where I've thought that the Clippers were going to win it all. I just don't like a duo with 2 players that play the exact same position.
That's
On
fair.
the bright side, though, Kawhi and PG are 2 dominant players, and with guys like Reggie Jackson
Luke
stepping
Kennard?
up huge last year, the future looks bright. Number 5 goes to the Suns for Chris Paul and Devin Booker. It was
Okay.
an obvious choice to rank the Suns this
Hey,
high.
respect
and
to them
as
out here.
individual talent, maybe they wouldn't rank at number 5, but together they made the finals, and that's more than what anyone ranked lower than them has done. Sure, it was a team effort, but Booker and mainly CP3 led the way. Number 4 goes to the Warriors for Steph Curry.
Golden
and Klay
State
Thompson.
Warriors
Listen,
at
the
number
Splash
4.
Warriors are back together, and they're going to be better than ever, and they had to rank this high.
Yeah,
because
we got to see with Clay still, because, you know, we got to see how Clay comes back.
not only have they made the finals, they've made 5 of them and won 3 championships. And they're another one of these duos with a dominant scorer and a great defensive guy. The only difference here is the defensive guy is the second best shooter of all time. Then we have
But also
number
off
3,
2 years
which
of
goes to the
major
Bucks
injuries.
for Giannis and Chris Middleton. Milwaukee just won the title on the backs of Chris and Giannis, and Chris stepped up huge. Had he not, this duo wouldn't have ranked nearly as high. For a guy that's usually the last man selected at the All-Star team, he sure played like a superstar. He needed to step up for Giannis to be able to play off the ball as much as he did, and it worked. For number 2, we have the Lakers with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Now, LeBron and AD have their problems as a team.
I really got to know, but
but
nothing to say about these
no
ones.
longer
Like, these
the
are just
best
facts
player
right
in the
here,
world.
right?
So even as dominant as they are, I have to rank their duo.
Who going get
at
number
2.
1,
And
2?
I'm accounting for that, they're all
KD and Harden or KD and Kyrie?
But when healthy and LeBron plays point and Davis plays power forward or center, these guys are a force like no other. But then, of course, number 1 goes to the Nets for Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Now, there was a couple ways
So we did go over James Harden. Wow, okay, hey.
to go here. KD and Harden, Harden and Kyrie, or Kyrie and KD, and I picked these 2 because they were the original 2 on this Nets team, and I couldn't include James
Okay.
Harden because even though he's a completely more willing passer, he plays like more of a ball-dominant point guard now, and that doesn't really make a great actual duo with either guy. But Kyrie and KD do. It's like LeBron and Kyrie's old duo, just maybe even a little bit better.
Yeah,
when
you can't really go
healthy.
wrong either
I've
way.
said it before and I'll say it again, but the Brooklyn Nets will win it all this year.
Not a bad guess. Bonnie stretch of the imagination. That's all we got for this day's video, man. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to drop that like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace out, my friends.